Wednesday Night Frights. I'm your co-host Josh alongside
Meka G.
Don't let the softness fool you. She is wild. We're going to talk about our top 10 comfort horror watches. You know, the movies that you put on when you don't know what to watch or you just want to unwind after a long day. But first, let's watch some kills. Yeah, we got to get a new producer behind the scenes because I suck at this job. I forgot to go live. Here we go. All right. I just think it's fun. Those are some of my favorite kills, so they get to be on. All right.
Nice.
Well, let's just we'll alternate back and forth and go down our list starting from 10 to 1. Before we get in, did you give yourself any rules to this one?
No.
I didn't. I just went with the first 10 that I generally the movies I watch the most often.
Okay, then I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, it's and these some of these actually I think will make sense. Some of them I might get some strange looks from people, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's start with you, Mika. What was your number 10 comfort horror watch?
Demon Knight.
Demon Knight. Oh, love Demon Knight. Demon Knight's
Demon
good. It's not
Knight.
on my list, but that's a good one.
I mean, Billy Zane,
Yeah.
unhinged, having the time of his life as the
Yeah.
top demon, and we have seven people who are holed up inside of a motel who are trying to survive the night. We have Jada Pickett Smith, young,
Yeah.
blonde. She had just came from Set It Off.
Yeah.
Um, you know, uh, Breaker, probably like one of my favorite characters because he was like no nonsense. I'm not with the BS. Either you're gonna
Right.
listen to me or you gonna die.
Yeah. Man, I gotta watch Demon Knight again. I haven't watched it in years and years and years, but I love that movie, and I love Billy Zane. Billy Zane just walking down the street comes across as creepy, so I love Billy Zane. I
He's
love
a complete sweetheart. I've met him twice now,
it. Yeah,
so
you just met with him again a couple weeks ago, right?
and
Yeah.
I was green this time, so he was a little afraid to.
Oh, that's right. You went as Gamora
I
this
was
time. Is
going
that right?
more this
Yeah,
time. He was
that's
like, "Who are
awesome.
you?" I was like, "Oh, this is my second time meeting you." He was like, "Who were you the first time?" I was like, "Me." I
I didn't do the whole dress up thing.
didn't dress up. I'm sorry, but yeah, he's a complete sweetheart. I
I
mean,
believe it. I believe it.
and I told him that I told him like Demon Knight was my favorite was one of my favorite movies, and
Yeah.
he told me that Demon Knight was one of his favorite movies to do because
Real.
they just let him. He improvised most
Oh,
of the stuff that he did in that
yeah.
movie.
That's
So
super cool. I liked him in Phantom.
he didn't
I'm
like
like the
that
only
one.
person that liked Phantom, but I liked Phantom.
Yeah, he didn't. He did, I think somebody we were walking by. And she was like, he said he didn't really like that movie, and I was like, do you blame him?
Yeah.
Titanic
Uh,
was better.
I got to go to some more conventions this year. I've never actually been to one because where I live, they are almost always 4+ hours away.
Oh yeah.
That's the problem on the West Coast. On the west side of the country, everything's a long way away. Nothing's close together. The East Coast, everything's a couple hours. You're in 3 different states.
This is true. This is true. This is
It's a
very much
different.
true.
It's a different thing.
So who do you have
My
at number
number
10?
10 is a little movie from my childhood. Well, I guess our childhood because we're similarly aged. 1987's The Gate. I love The Gate. It's just that sweet spot between like childhood nostalgia, watching Steven Dorff run around as a little kid, just trying to prevent the little mini demons running through his like. And it's a lot of stop motion monsters. They even do a little bit of like Conjuring where they make him float to the ceiling and he grabs and breaks the lights. And then there's like trauma when his dog dies, his best
Oh,
friend's mom comes back as a ghost. So like it deals with some heavy stuff, but man, that it's also the first horror movie I showed my kids when they were like 2 or 3 years old. We watched it for nap time.
not for
So
nap
yeah,
time.
I don't know if I might be a terrible dad, but I'm gonna be a great grandpa. Let me tell you right now. Uh, but yeah, I love the gate. I'll still watch the gate once or twice a year. Like I got nothing going on or I don't feel well, I'll throw that on anytime.
Nice. Nice. I don't have too many memories of the gate. It's popped up on Tubi a
No,
couple of times, and I was like,
yes, it has.
I was like, do I really want to rewatch this? And then like, oh, look, it's another movie.
Yeah, the gate is the sequel's not great, but I did love the gate, and the gate does a little bit with like that whole satanic panic that was going on because they find the clues on this heavy metal record that if they play it backwards, it has a secret message played backwards. So yeah, I love that one. All right, how about number 9?
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, that's a really good one. I didn't even think of that one. I
And
love Shaun of the Dead.
I love Shaun of the Dead because it's the perfect horror comedy.
It is.
You know, it also calls back to a lot of our, George Romero movies, just zombie movies in
Yeah.
general. I love uh I love the actor that plays Sean,
Yeah. Simon Pegg's
yes, Simon
hilarious.
Pegg. Um, I love everything about this movie. Like, you're watching Sean just having this, very crappy day, right?
Yeah.
And then
Really
the
bad
zombie
day.
apocalypse happens.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the one scene that I love is when he is walking and he is oblivious.
Yeah.
He has
Because
no
it's just
idea.
his normal. Yeah.
He doesn't realize what's going on around him, and he slips on the blood in the
Mhm.
grocery store.
Yeah, in the little market. That's
It just
hilarious.
keeps
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, oh, whoops. Whatever. Keep
he was
going.
like, oh. And then he opens the door, there's a bloody handprint there. He's
Yeah.
not paying attention. He just
No.
grabs his Coke, and he's like, all right, I owe you money. And the cashier guy is a zombie
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
then he just goes home, and it's
Yep.
like,
Yeah, I off to my left, off camera, I have a couple hundred records because I collect records. I like records,
mhm.
and every time I'm going through them, all I think about is I'd throw that one at a zombie. I won't throw. I'd throw that one. Like no, that one we would keep, but I'd throw that one every time.
He's like, wait, he's like, what? I forgot what album he said. He's, are you crazy? It's a classic. He's like, gone.
No, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah, there are very there are few even close to as good horror comedies as that one.
Yeah.
So well done. And I just wish that I had that group. Like uh, my friend Dave, who co-hosts with me on Couch Critics, him and his wife say all the time. They say, "Sorry, Philip," because like that's like their running joke. So every time, yeah, I love. Yeah, that movie's a very much a part of everyday life for us.
He
That's a
tried to
good one.
leave Philip behind. He
So
tried.
sorry, Philip.
So sorry, Philip. No.
For me, my number 9 is again. It's a childhood horror. This is the first horror movie I remember, like true horror movie that I remember watching. It's Children of the Corn, the original Children of
The
the Corn.
original, yes.
Stephen King, small town horror, creepy kids, cornfields, everything. And just to hear Courtney Gaines screaming "Outlander," like
Yeah.
it's I love. And there's some about R.G. Armstrong as the gas station owner that's just
Mhm.
trying to get out of town. We ain't got no gas. We ain't got no phone. don't go to don't go to Gatlin. They got religion.
Yeah.
Like I love that. That's another one. It's the first horror, like true horror movie, not that wasn't like a Disney-fied horror that I remember watching.
Yeah. He who walks behind the row.
Yeah, He Who Walks. Yeah, yeah, love
If
it.
listen, if I'm ever driving through Nebraska, I ain't
First of
stopping.
all, what the hell are you doing driving through
I
Nebraska?
mean,
But
if you trying to get through Nebraska to get to Texas, understandable.
right,
Okay.
it's
But
only
if
a
you just
passage to
driving through
somewhere
Nebraska
else.
just to be driving through Nebraska, you got issues. You got
I
to
don't.
deal with
Yeah.
more than just corn.
Yes, exactly.
And
Oh.
oh my goodness, yeah, I remember seeing that movie for the first time and
Mhm.
being and my grandma has a cornfield
Oh.
next well, she had a cornfield next
Yeah.
to her house. And I just remember like pulling up and we go to visit her house and I'm like, can we go home?
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm good. And
Yeah.
they're like, why? And I'm like, do you not see? You know what? It's cool. It's cool. It's
And the
cool.
little kids in it, the little boy and girl who are anti the children of the corn are great. Yeah, I
Oh yeah.
love that
Yeah.
movie. Love that movie.
Love,
Young
love,
Linda
love.
Hamilton right before she does Terminator. Like her very next movie was Sarah Connor.
Really?
Yeah. Both in
That's
1984. Yeah.
nice.
And then she's huge. And then she goes on to do Beauty and the Beast, the TV show forever.
Not forever.
All right.
So
Number 8.
I'm gonna go back to the 90s because this is a childhood comfort movie of mine. It
Uh-huh.
is Tremors.
See, Tremors made the honorable mention. It was like the first, or it was the last one that I cut out to make the top 10. I love Val and Earl. I
Val and Earl,
love Val and Earl.
Kevin Bacon,
Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward.
Fred Ward. Love
Yeah,
it. Love
such a
him.
good movie.
Another movie that leans slightly is not as comedy heavy as Shaun of the Dead,
Right.
but still has that right bit of comedic
Yeah.
timing in it. Like
Yup.
that kid that had the basketball and
Yes.
he was like, oh, oh, and they was like, you was this close.
I, I will beat
Boy,
you.
you was this
Yeah.
close. And
And yeah.
when
And
he
the
finally got stuck on
Gunners.
top of that roof, and the
Yeah.
Tremors, the grab
Yeah.
boys was trying to shake it, and he was just up there screaming. They was like,
Mm-hmm. Yep. What are you gonna do?
"Sorry,"
Yeah.
but
And,
yes, love Val
and
and
yeah.
Earl. Matter of fact, I can't tell you. Even though that one kid was annoying, I can't
Yeah.
tell you that I didn't love every character in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I wanted them all to live, and of course,
Right. Yes. Yeah,
of
and
course, it's
it's
a horror
crazy.
movie.
It's a horror movie where all of the people, all of the main characters survive.
Yes.
It's only like off-screen characters that die. If you, there is out there on YouTube somewhere, you can actually find the deleted scene of when the old man climbs the telephone pole.
Yep. Yep. I've
The
seen that.
deleted scene is out there, so you can actually understand why he's up there. I mean, you don't need to see it to understand why he's up there because we all get it eventually. But
Yes.
there is a
Right.
scene out there that's still fun to watch.
Yeah, I've
God,
seen that
Tremors, such
before.
a good movie.
Tremors is a great
And,
movie.
and the sequels, I haven't seen all of them. I saw the first 3, and even though they're Sci-Fi Channel bad, they're still a lot of fun.
Because because they brought back Bert, they bring back
Yeah,
the Bert
Burt
character.
Gummer keeps coming back
Yeah,
in some form in every
yeah,
one. Yeah.
he comes
Michael
back for all
Gross.
of them. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why. I mean, because he was he was the voice of reason
Yeah.
in the first one.
And he's Mr. Militia Man, so he always had the guns. And
Yes. He was like, man, we could have hauled out at my place where there
yeah.
was food and water, and they was like, man, they would have tore
Yeah.
the building down underneath us. And
When the first graboid hits and starts breaking into their sub basement, they're like, well, we got to get out. We got to
right,
get
they was on
out.
that roof. They was on that roof quick.
Yep. Yeah, they were.
But honestly, I don't even think the graboids would have been able to take down a brick building.
Yeah. Well, because they show you when Val and Earl first outrun the one and it slams into like the damn wall,
Mm-hmm.
that killed it. And that was
Right.
just a solid piece of concrete. That's not even like a reinforced brick wall. And I'm sure Bert reinforced it,
Right.
rebar in between everything. That he did it upright. He's a survivalist. There's no way it was weak.
Right. I mean, because you have to remember where Bert and Heather was the basement.
Yeah, they were underground. Yeah.
Yeah, they were
That would have
already
been
underground.
solid. Yeah.
So if the graboid and and this is just me, and I want to go onto a tangent and nothing like that. But if you think about it, that graboid did bust through that wall.
Yeah,
But what would it take for the graboid? There was only what after that one that they killed, they had what, two more
was
left
it
or three?
three
Three more
three
left.
total? There was the one that they ripped the tongue, one of the tongues out,
Yeah.
and then the one that hits the wall, and then the final guy that they have to turn
That's
into
right, because he said there
Paul
are two more
Walters.
mother humpers. That's what he
Yes,
says.
yeah,
And so just imagine, like, are those two graboids gonna bust through the wall and run into each
right.
other? Like eventually one of them is gonna kill them. They're gonna end up,
Yeah,
hurting themselves and ultimately taking themselves off the timeline.
yeah, right.
Man,
Yeah.
they could have held out
Yes,
on
I
on
love that
Burt's
movie.
building. They could have held out.
I love that movie. All right. And staying in roughly the same time frame, 1992, I love me some Army of Darkness.
Nice.
Hail to the King, baby. Good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun. Like it's the most quotable of all of the whole Evil Dead trilogy. And it's slapstick, it's sword and sorcery, it's the undead rising. And I love Bruce Campbell. You mentioned that you've met Billy Zane a couple of times.
Hmm.
I met Bruce Campbell back in the day when I managed Blockbuster Video. He shopped at my store. He came in one time while I was watching one of his movies late at night to rent
Nice.
a video game. I felt like the biggest moron that night. I never watched another Bruce Campbell movie at work, but yeah, he was quiet. I didn't really talk with him, but because he just wanted to get in and get out. So, and I'm not real good at the fanboy thing, so I try to respect them and respect their space. But yeah,
Yeah.
he was a really nice guy. Yeah. But
Nice.
I love Army of Darkness. Love Army of Darkness. And he's gonna come up again. Spoiler.
So okay, you can't take my horror card for this because you just can't. But I probably only seen Army of Darkness once,
Oh
and have never revisited Army of Darkness. Like I've been
yeah.
meaning to,
Yeah. It's
but
like,
other
you get
movies
there.
come up.
Right.
I'm
Well,
like Army of Darkness. Oh, Tremors.
well, you don't. It's not like you don't host like 18 horror like movie shows a week or
This is
nothing.
true. This is true.
So you got, and how many and how much time do you have in between swamp sharks and everything else? For those of you that don't know, head over to Popcorn and Your Beard podcast on YouTube and watch yesterday's just brutal takedown of swamp sharks from Sci-Fi Channel on
Listen,
Tubi for their Tubi Tuesdays.
as I stated, I had fun with the movie because I understood what I was getting. I understood
Right,
that this was a
right.
sci-fi original, and that's the
Yeah,
only thing you
that
can do with a sci-fi
and that's
original.
why when I put in the chat that my rating about a two and a quarter, because I knew what I was getting into.
Hmm.
I knew what to expect. I watched plenty of Charles Band New Moon movies that were like the precursor to the sci-fi.
Yes,
So when I go in with that mindset, it doesn't take nearly as much to impress me.
right,
If I
right.
come out and had a good time, and it really does help that I had a nice like a 3 hour conversation, only an hour of which is available to the public, with the screenwriter Eric Miller. For Couch Critics, we interviewed him, and after the interview was over, we were just talking with him for like 2 hours after it was over,
Nice.
just chit chatting. And great guy. He wrote several movies, but that one and Ice Spiders were his two most recent. But he also wrote this really good book. So I'll pitch it here because it happens to be on my desk. Whatever Happened to Uncle Ed by Eric Miller. I did not plan that. That was not. I am not paid to say that. I actually did love that book. So give it a try. Give it a watch.
Nice.
Um, but yeah. So no one's gonna take your card for not seeing Army of Darkness. Now, if you said I never watched Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2, then
Okay.
that you might lose your card for Evil Dead 2. But
A matter of fact, Dre and I did a movie night
yeah,
where we did a double feature where we watched Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. And when Evil Dead 2 started, he was like, "This is the same movie." I was like, "Duh."
yeah. It's just a re. It's a. This is the. It's like the original reimagining.
Right. I was like, they reimagined
Yeah,
their original movie
they
and
did.
they just
Yeah.
called it part two.
So yeah, it's all right.
So
Oh,
yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I want to do. That's something that I would like to do at some point. Whether it's on Wednesday Night Frights or Couch Critics or Real Talk, whatever. One of the shows is find a bunch of listeners, a bunch of people, and then go on here or StreamYard or something and do a group watch of a movie. Like we all kick it off and just watch something together. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
We
Yeah, it's
did
in the
we did
future. We'll
that watch
talk.
on we did that watch on Zoom. So all like
Yeah,
our followers were able to, they could come. We muted their mics so they kept their comments to the comment section, but we
yeah,
could see their videos. Like
yeah.
we could see their
Oh,
faces and things like
so,
that.
yeah, and I think that would be a lot of fun. Like if I ever get to the point where I start like a Patreon, that'll be like if you're a whatever level Patreon subscriber, you get invited to the monthly movie night or whatever.
That'd be dope.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
I
And
got a
you
lot of
get
movies we need to watch.
and if you make it to a certain level, you get to come on and be a co-host from time to time.
That would be dope. That's even more fun.
I know, right? I will tell you, I never have more fun than the times I get to go on other people's shows and talk to them about whatever it is they want to talk about. It doesn't have to be about me. I'll watch any movie and talk
Yeah.
about it.
I know I've put myself in the horror bubble, but y'all,
Yeah.
more than
No,
just other horror.
so for those that don't know, Meka's actually going to come hang out with Dave and I on Couch Critics this weekend. We're actually recording a little bit ahead. We're recording for Halloween because Meka is your scream queen, but Meka will talk anything. She watches all the movies. Like I said, you dress as Gamora. There's nothing horror about Gamora. But yeah, so there's really nothing horror about swamp sharks.
I mean, it
But
was just a little bit, the part when he jumped out, he did the free willy and he bit the dude head off. That was enough.
so all I've been able to think about since watching you guys yesterday is when Duke mentioned that the stupid shark was only tied on by a rope, and I started thinking about that. Oh, son of a god! Like that almost knocked it to a 1.5 because he mentioned that. I was like, man, why you got to do that?
Yeah.
But
that's why I gave it a 1.5.
For opening my eyes to something I missed.
I was like, he's tied to the rope.
All right, Meka, what you got at number 7?
Because I used to watch this movie. Okay, so also have a backstory to this movie too. The Dawn of the Dead remake.
See, that is maybe, not even maybe, that is my favorite Zack Snyder movie.
Ditto.
I'm not the biggest comic book movie guy. 300 was cool, but Dawn of the Dead, like it felt like it belonged in the Dead franchise. That's a good movie.
It felt like a Romero movie.
Yes.
And not just because the zombies were running at Olympic speed.
Yeah. And Romero's Dawn of the Dead is my favorite of all of the Romero zombie movies. Dawn of the Dead is my favorite. And he did it justice.
Yes. My introduction to this movie was I went to go see it in the movie theater. My son is 8 months.
Oh, just a little baby.
He's a little baby. And I was dating someone at the time, and he was like, "Oh, we're going on a date tonight." And I was like, "I don't have a sitter." And he was like, "Bring him." And sure enough, like my kid decides halfway through the movie that no, he wasn't even 8 months. He was probably like 10 months because he was able to sit up. And because he sat in my lap, and he starts crying during the movie. So I had to get up and go and stand in the little walkway with the bottle, and I stood there and watched the movie while I was feeding him. But like even just watching the movie that way, it became my comfort movie. Like I remember going out and buying the DVD, and I would wake up to the DVD menu almost every morning.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it became, and like it got to the point
all
where
those
I was
oranges and reds, because
it's like,
it's got that weird sunsetty, sunrisey look. Yeah, that's a good.
It was like it became my and this was at the actually this was at the era when DVD players would automatically play too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just waking up some days to the menu. It was waking up some days to zombies running at 100 miles per hour.
Mid gruesome kill.
Right. So, and also I love this. I get introduced to Down with the Sickness because they did
Oh
like
yeah,
this little like jazz version of it,
right.
and then at the at the end they actually play the actual version
Yeah,
of it, and so
yeah.
Yeah,
That's all.
Dawn of the
Yeah,
Dead remake.
Dawn of the Dead. That's a good one. I like Dawn of the Dead. All right, this my number seven is going to be maybe the least known of the movies on my list. It's one that I came to in high school when I was 15 or 16 years old. It's 1994's De La Morte de l'Amour, also known as Cemetery Man, starring Rupert Everett, directed by Michel Soavi. It's this really it's so this it's Francesco Della Morte, played by Rupert Everett. He's a cemetery caretaker whose job includes killing the dead when they inevitably rise from their graves, and it gets really weird with there's love, surrealism, and death. It's just it's one of those films I just you get lost in the atmosphere, the strange romantic melancholy. Like there's a love interest and there's like weird zombie sex and like there's this character the character of Nagi, played by Francois Haji Lazaro, is just this weird like Igor kind of sidekick. It's bizarre, it's twisted, it's zombies, it's a love story. I don't know, I love it. Cemetery Man is what it's called in the US. I had an Italian copy for a while where it actually said Della Morte dell'Amore. Yeah, it's a great movie. I highly recommend it, but for me that's a nap time movie.
So, uh, speaking of nap times, Fright Night is my
Fright
number six.
That's
The
a good one
original
too.
Fright Night,
Yeah,
not that remake.
not
Mm-mm.
the
Nope.
Colin
No,
Farrell
not Colin
remake.
Farrell.
We want
No,
Chris Sarandon as our OG vampire
Jerry
neighbor.
Dandridge.
Yes.
Like we're talking silk shirts, apple eating.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Mr. Still, the original Mrs. Still Your Girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I want to take a nap, and not
Yeah.
saying that Fright Night's boring, because Fright Night by no
No,
means
no,
is
no.
boring. It's just one of those comfort
No.
movies where Jerry's like, he's like, "Hi," and I'm like, "Hey, half sleep."
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But yeah, Fright Night
yeah. Roddy
classic.
McDowell is great as the horror host.
Yes,
Yeah. That's a
yeah,
good one.
yeah. So Fright Night is definitely up there,
Yeah.
with one of the like my comfort movies. And then I just got it for $5 for on streaming. So I was like, $5, you cannot beat
That's a
that.
deal.
So I when I bought it, I think I watched it 6 times in one day. And because I mean it was like Fright Night
Yeah.
was also another one of those movies that was on a VHS tape that
Yeah.
my mom had.
Uh,
It was like in between movies, and Fright
yeah.
Night was one of
Yeah.
those movies. And I remember
Oh,
watching that.
man, kids today, you will never understand the joy of grabbing a VHS tape and knowing like that the first movie was Lethal Weapon, but not knowing the other two movies that followed it because your mom forgot to write it or it got smudged out or something. Oh, because you recorded everything off of HBO or whatever you
Right,
had, and
right.
everyone you had all the
Everything.
tapes. Oh,
Yes.
you don't get that anymore. Everything's just right there at your fingertips. In
Facts.
some ways, it's better. Some ways, it's not.
Oh, bring back
Uh,
VHS tapes.
My number six comes from around the same time. It's 1985's House,
The first house.
the first house. I don't
The
want the second
terrifying house.
story. I want the real house. I want William Catt having lost his son, dealing with his Vietnam trauma.
Yes.
George Wendt, Norm from Cheers as his neighbor. Like that's that. Yeah, it's got the haunted house chills because his mom wasn't crazy or his grandma was not crazy. The house really is haunted.
You're right.
I love the foamy rubber suit monster effects. And it's written by one of my favorite horror screenplay writers, Fred Decker. Fred Decker, a lot you'll know from Night of the Creeps. He also wrote that. He did, I believe, RoboCop 2. He also did another movie I'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I love House. House is a lot of fun.
I mean, House 2 is
House House
it's
2 is
fun.
yeah, House 2 is a lot of fun. I love the weird zombie-ish like
Gunslinger.
gold ghost miner guy.
Yeah.
That so anytime so Dave from Couch Critics, anytime he calls me grandpa, I throw that picture in our chat. So it's always a picture of that guy because and it's Ari Gross and there's so many famous people in that movie.
Hmm.
Um yeah, there's a party scene with like Bill Maher, Mariska Hargitay, so many people just kind of milling around. Yeah, House 2 is a lot of fun, but House, the OG, that's my movie.
Nice. So I have to laugh because this is probably nobody probably would expect this, but Death Proof, Tarantino.
Death Proof. So yeah, it's weird because it's Death Proof is legitimately my least favorite Tarantino movie, but it's so much better than a lot of people's best movie.
Yeah.
Death Proof, and I love Kurt Russell. Yeah, so yeah, talk about Death Proof. I love Death Proof.
I personally, well, okay, so not saying I don't love the first half of this movie. It's needed.
Mhm.
But for me, Death Proof starts during the second half when we meet the other four badass girls,
Yeah,
and he does, Kurt Russell as stuntman Mike
yeah,
does his thing, and they're like, oh hell no.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know and they start going after him, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
that whole car chase scene, I will
Hmm.
sit
Yeah,
through it.
yeah, yeah. That's such a good. I haven't. It's been a long time since I watched it. I actually got the Blu-ray of the the Grindhouse, so where it's both of the movies with all the trailers all in one. Uh, I don't love the first half. I don't love the Robert Rodriguez one. It's fine, but Death Proof is
Oh,
so
Planet
good.
Terror.
Planet Terror,
Yeah,
it's fine, but Death Proof and the way he does like the cigarette burn, so it's like you're in a real grindhouse type
yes,
midnight movie. Oh, that's so fun. So now I got it. Now I got to go rewatch that. Got to go rewatch.
I definitely own it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I collect physical media, so I gotta go find it. It's somewhere on that shelf over there. Oh, it's right there. It says Grindhouse Director's Cut. Um,
Nice.
my number five. So I will argue that it absolutely is a horror movie. Some people tell me it's not. I think we actually talked about it when I guessed it on the Blurred AF with you and Blue,
Hmm.
and we all agreed. I think, and that's not 1987's Predator. I think Predator it's a monster movie. That's a horror movie,
Yeah, a sci-fi,
and
sci-fi,
it's
which
sci-fi,
is still
but
a
it's horror adjacent, and it's got some gruesome kills,
yes.
like the arm ripping arms off. When he pulls the Native American when he pulls his head off and he's holding it, like
Yeah.
there's some the skinned bodies in the helicopter. There's a lot in that movie to like. I I like the gruesome.
I,
We do. But yeah, I love that movie. That and it's almost episodic in the way that it's set up. Every little there's the story of why they call in the team. And then there's the story of how the team gets out there. And then there's the whole Russian documents conspiracy thing, and then it's the Predator movie. So
right,
there's so
right.
much going on. Yeah, I love Predator.
It's a lot going
Yeah,
on.
and Kevin Peter Hall, may he rest in peace, as the Predator and as the pilot of the helicopter. Not only is he's not only the man killing them all, he's also the man that saves him. That Arnold is talking about when he says, "Get to the chopper."
Yeah.
He's got to get to Kevin Peter Hall. So,
Oh, nice,
yeah,
nice.
I love Predator. I love Predator, and I think
I
it's a horror
I would
movie, and
tell
I'll
you that I
argue it.
love Predator, but I'm tired of seeing it. There.
Yeah.
Thanks, kid. Yeah. She went on a whole Predator
Yeah.
uh obsession for a while, and I'm like,
She
ma'am.
watch them all.
Oh no, she only watched the first. No, actually, I want to take that back. I want to say she watched them all, but her
Yeah.
favorite one to watch is the first Predator movie.
That's my favorite. That is
That's
my
her
favorite.
favorite. Like she
Uh,
will
yeah.
comfort
Over in the
movies. That's
chat,
hers.
I don't know why chat's not linking up in our recording studio here, but over on the chat, Big Meanie says he considers it horror adjacent too, but he thinks number 2 is more horror than the first one.
Agreed.
And there are definitely some darker elements with to the Danny Glover Predator 2.
Agreed.
Very much
I
so.
wholeheartedly agree.
Very much. But it doesn't have the banter. It doesn't have the terrible misogynist jokes.
Yeah, because what's the name?
Shane Black.
They had a female in this movie. She had to say
Yeah.
something crazy.
Oh, Maria Conchita Alonso was not gonna have it.
Right.
She was not gonna have it.
She was like, "I wish you would."
I dare you. I dare you. Number 4.
Okay. We're gonna go to Camp Crystal Lake,
All right.
but not Camp Crystal Lake as you know. We're going to Camp Crystal Lake in 2009
Oh,
with
that
the Friday
one.
the 13th remake.
The
You
remake.
know why? We're talking Jason, 7 feet tall and running like a track star.
They did go with like the biggest dude ever.
He's like 7'1"
Yeah.
and running.
Yeah.
And running.
Yeah.
Ain't no more teleporting. He's running. Like,
Yeah. Jared
scary.
Padalecki's in it.
Shout out to Supernatural.
Fans. Yep. Yeah. Derek Mears is the giant version of Jason.
Yes.
Derek Mears.
And
yeah, he is just a massive human being.
I almost had the chance to meet him too, but when I went to go meet
Yeah?
him, he went to lunch.
Oh,
And I was like, my
That's
feet
too
hurt,
bad.
and my face is melting. I feel like the Wicked Witch of the East over here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm melting.
But we're talking Jason Voorhees at his prime, because this is
Yeah.
supposed to be part 1 and part 2
Yeah.
remakes.
Mashed together. Yeah.
So we're talking fast. He's brutal. We get, not Trevor. Is it Trevor? No, yeah, I think it's Trevor. I think his name is Trevor. He's a douchebag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, the kills in this one were very much on point, on target with Friday the 13th. I mean, this dude threw an axe and hit this man square between his shoulder blades.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
That's
But and he did teleport in this movie as well too, because he was on the ground and then he ended up on the roof, and I was like, Jason.
So yeah, I'm writing a top 10 for the regular Real Talk podcast, talking about my top 10 personal favorite horror movie villains, and there is just something about Jason, and he's never in a hurry. He walks very slowly, but wherever you go, he's gonna already be there.
He's gonna meet you there. He's like, I've been waiting like 5 minutes.
And sometimes you don't even gotta wait. Like you said, he's just already on the roof.
Right.
We don't know how, but he got there.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just on the roof,
But that's the thing that I like the most about like all of the OG slasher movies is logic doesn't need to make sense.
Not at all.
That was part of the fun. Of the fun. All right. My number 4 continues my Bruce Campbell love affair. The original Evil Dead.
Okay.
I love just how simple, how bloody. It starts off with a group of 5 people going to this remote cabin, and within minutes, it's just Bruce trying to survive. Like it's quick that all of a sudden he's the only one left. Quick shout out to Fede Alvarez's Evil Dead, his reboot reimagining. was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So talk about bloody.
Oh,
But this is the original tree girl invaded in her body space thing happening. That's as clean as I can make that.
yeah.
Let you use your imagination for the rest. But man, I just love the Evil Dead. I love again the Deadites, the demons when they come back from the dead, and it's almost always Sam Raimi's little brother Ivan or Ted in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
So and I just so fun. I love that's kind of like the perfect. I just want to watch something fun movie. Love Evil
Nice.
Dead.
I didn't see Evil Dead until I was 21.
Oh really?
My mom wouldn't let us watch it. Like
Oh
and the reason why she didn't let us watch it is because she said that when her and my dad went to go see it, it
yeah.
scared the hell out of them. And so they
Oh,
didn't want
oh,
us to watch it. I was like,
that's
but
fair.
you let me watch Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's start there.
my, my mom. I was the kid who at like 12 or something, maybe even younger than that, had my own Blockbuster video card with no restrictions on it. I could go rent whatever I wanted.
Nice.
She was so I wasn't the kid who wanted to like find all the nudity. I wanted to find the goriest looking scary movie I could find.
Stayed in the horror section.
So yeah, I would always, so anytime, and this is the way I was all the way until Blockbuster was gone, or Hollywood Video, or where your local mom and pop shop, anywhere I rented videos from, I always went straight to the horror section, found a horror movie that I hadn't seen or wanted to see or wanted to see again, got that, and then I went around and found a couple of funny movies to bookend it with.
Yeah.
But it
Because
was
you got to
like,
have something funny after you
yeah,
finish terrorizing yourself.
especially if you accidentally pick up a movie like a 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre or The Exorcist, something that really does kind of mess with your head. Gotta have that funny to come back down from.
Right. And I think my formula whenever I went to the movie theater, I mean the movie theater, to the video store, was if the cover shook my spirit,
Yeah,
then I'm gonna watch this movie.
I'm taking that one
I'm
home.
taking this one home. And,
That's how
and
I watched Faces of Death for the first time.
I worked at a video store and
Yeah.
rented The Faces of Death. I was
Hmm.
like 17 and I stayed up all night watching Faces of Death, me and my
Yeah.
sister. And she was like,
Yeah.
who watches this stuff? I said, apparently people in the video store.
Yeah, I was about the same age. We had this locally owned video store called it was called the Video Cafe. They had a little coffee shop at the front, and then they had some of the most obscure movies ever. It's actually where I got Della Morte Della More the first time. But we rented all four of the Faces of Death movies and watched them back to back to back. Um, at 17-ish, they didn't bother me. I watched the first Faces of Death about 2 weeks ago. That's a messed up movie. Why the hell did I watch that?
I think Faces of Death is on Tubi right now.
Is it on Tubi right now? It's also on Shutter. I
So.
watched it on Shutter the other day. That's how I watched it. But yeah. All right, where do you go for number 3? The big 3.
I know this is going to be so shocking. So shocking, right?
Right.
Sinners.
See, I thought you were going to go with number 1 with Sinners because you've only seen it
Oh,
about 37 times.
I mean, we're almost at the big 50.
But number 3 is Sinners.
Number three
I
is Sinners.
So I do think Sinners will end up on many of my lists, including this one. Yeah, what is your reasoning?
Because it's one of those. I mean, and then honestly, it was in a fight between this one and From Dusk Till Dawn, because I
Oh,
remember for the longest time I would watch From Dusk Till Dawn because of the second half of the movie.
yeah,
But the reason for Sinners is because it's a masterpiece from beginning
it,
to end, from the first jump scare in the
mm-hmm,
church
yeah,
to the last scene. You
mm-hmm,
know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the last scene. I'm talking about the mid-credit scene. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Everything about this movie is great. Like the music is great. I will just turn this. I I will turn this movie on just to listen to it.
Right.
I don't even have to watch. You don't even have to watch. I mean, because I
It
mean,
does.
you.
It has an amazing soundtrack, sound
Mhm.
design, and not just the score of the movie, the other stuff going on, just
Yes.
the ambient sound of the when they first meet. Oh, jeez, I just lost his name. Don't tell me.
Okay.
No, you're gonna have to tell me. Delroy Lindo. When they meet, when they meet him, and you just hear all the stuff going on around them. It is so.
Yes.
There is not a bad note to the movie.
Mm-mm.
And then for me, like the most impactful scene for me is the whole musical number when we go through the history and all the cultures and the dances and everything. I was in the theater next to my wife. My wife hates horror movies, but she
Yes.
decided to go see this one because of everything about it, like culturally, what it represents. And because we are at a moment in time where this movie is absolutely important for
Yes.
other reasons outside of horror and that. And I think we both teared up during that musical number. It was so freaking fantastic.
Yes.
Haley Steinfeld is great. I think Delroy Lindo deserves an Oscar if
He
no one
better get
else
an
does.
Oscar.
So many Oscars for this movie. Give it
I
all of
mean,
them.
I mean,
But
best costume design,
yeah.
best
And
cinematography,
and
like
there's not a creepier villain in horror so far this year than what you get right here with the red eyes and there is something so evil about them. I somebody on one of the shows, I don't know if it was Blurred AF or something, you guys, when you guys were talking about it, somebody said they want to see, I think it was in the chat, that they wanted to see the story of the Native Americans and they're running with them, that they just kind of mentioned. I want to see that movie next. I want to know how this blew up down there. Oh,
right. And I mean, of course, Ryan Coogler told us that
yeah.
we probably won't ever get any more movies out of this, but at
Yeah.
least give us a TV series. Like,
Right. Or give some, yeah, find the right person, the right vision, and let somebody else do it, but make sure they follow your vision. But
right.
I would love to see it. And
Vampire Hunters.
shout out to Buddy Guy. Buddy
Oh yeah.
Guy, who we all know shows up in that end credits in the credit sequence. His birthday, his 89th birthday was just passed on July 30th. On that day, he released a new album called Ain't Done with the Blues. If you are a blues jazz fan, this is old school Delta blues, great songs beginning to end. I listened to it the day it came out. I just listened to it with one of my co-teachers yesterday while we were doing paperwork, getting ready for students coming back.
Hmm.
Great album. So I'll just throw
Nice.
that out there for you
Nice.
jazz and blues fans.
You just out here promoting everything on the show.
I'm not here to promote everybody, everything. Uh, and they ain't even got to pay me. I do this
Right.
for free.
You're doing it for free.
But because that was the one thing I wanted to do as when I started doing podcasts and stuff. It was about sharing the things that I love and the things that I enjoy.
Right.
I love books. I love music. I love movies. So I'm gonna throw them all, shove them all down your throat. If you don't like it, find another show to watch.
What he
I'm
said. I
I'm
mean, but
kidding.
continue to watch this show though.
I'm kidding, but don't turn the channel. Don't turn the channel. Um, that being said, my number three is not exactly what most people think of when they think of a comfort horror movie. I understand, but this is mine. I love it. I watch it. It's from 1977. It was written and directed by Wes Craven. It's The Hills Have Eyes.
Jesus.
I freaking love this movie. I will watch it back to back over and over. Michael Berryman, Dee Wallace. This is I Papa Jupiter. I love this movie. It just there. So if you listen to our first episode of Wednesday Night Frights, Meka and I talked about. I watched a bunch of like 70s, like the blaxploitation horror stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have always been a huge fan of 70s exploitation films. And this is, for me, it's right up there with Last House on the Left. I Spit on Your Grave as that epitome of 70s exploitation.
Yeah.
But this one isn't nearly as mean as those other two. I
Yeah.
Spit on Your Grave is just a mean, just despicable, mean movie.
Yes.
The Hills Have Eyes is not like that. So it's not nearly as bleak. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It shows everything that Wes Craven is now famous for doing. Uh, and unlike a lot of horror movies, the vast majority of this movie, all of the setup is in broad daylight.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
horror goes down in the darkness, but all the setup is bright desert light.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. I
Those are the most
love it.
terrifying movies. The ones that are
Yeah.
in the that take place during the daytime, because now you
Hmm.
don't have you can't hide behind the shadows.
Yeah, there ain't nowhere to hide.
There's nowhere to hide. It's
Ah,
the desert.
it is the desert. It is the desert. All right, that brings us to number
Top
two.
two. Top
Top
two.
two.
So can I do two for two? Because
Fine.
is this a tie?
We make the rules.
It's a tie. I mean, it's
We
not even a
make the
tie.
rules. This
It's
it's our list. We make the rules. Go for it.
it's not even the fact that it's a tie. It's the fact that you can't watch one without the other.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're talking Return of the Living Dead Part One and Part Two.
All right. As long as you stop before part three and the remake with Shannon Elizabeth.
We don't count none
We
of
don't. We
them.
pretend that never happened.
We don't pretend it. We anything. Okay, let me
I
make the list.
love those, and those two. You are absolutely so good. All right.
Yes.
Tell everyone, what is it about the two of them?
Camp chaos and punk rock zombies in the
Mm-hmm.
first one. Second
Yeah.
one, we have randomly the Michael Jackson zombie shows up in this movie. But the end game is all the same. They want
Yep.
brains. And these are unstoppable zombies. They
Yeah.
don't die. You can take their heads off.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to damage their brains. They're still gonna keep coming. There's
Yep.
nothing more terrifying than a zombie that keeps coming
Right. That you cannot
that you
stop at all.
cannot stop at all, right?
Yep.
Um part one part one for me is a little bit more horror than part
Mhm.
two. Part two is more comedic, more comedy, but
Yeah.
still so worth it. You cannot watch
Mm-hmm.
one and
Yeah.
not watch part two. Although there is a whole rights thing right now with part two. This is the reason
Yeah.
why you have not seen it on Tubi. There's a reason why
Yeah.
you haven't seen it on Netflix.
Yeah.
There's a rights issue with part two. So if you do
Mm-hmm.
want to watch part two, unfortunately, you will have to pay for it,
Yeah.
to rent it or to,
To buy it.
to or
Just get a
buy it.
physical copy of it.
Or yeah, get a physical copy because I have part one and part two on DVD.
Same. Yeah. The cemetery party is just that is punk rock.
Yes.
Yeah. I love Linnea Quigley doing what Linnea Quigley did in the 80s,
Yeah.
playing trash out there in the cemetery. You got James Karen teaching new kid how to work in the warehouse.
He's like,
For,
love this job. And
yeah.
I love that the second one parodied itself.
Yeah. Yes.
It was like there's that one line where he's like, I just got this feeling that we've done this before. And I'm like, you
Yes.
did it in the last
You
movie.
did it. And Return of the Living Dead, the first one, was famously written by Dan O'Bannon and
Yes.
directed by Dan O'Bannon. Dan O'Bannon, for those that don't know, he wrote Alien. Like, this dude knows his horror stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he obviously knew how to write something funny too, because holy cow, Return of the Living Dead is hilarious.
Love both of those movies.
Yeah, so good.
Definitely comfort movies for me.
So good. All right. My number two is, this one just takes me back to being a kid, 8, 9 years old, whatever I was when it came out. It's back to my buddy Fred Decker, also co-written by Shane Black, who is in Predator. It is Monster Squad.
Monster Squad.
I love Monster Squad. It's
Love it.
Goonies meets the Universal Monsters.
Yes.
This is my childhood. There's an amazing documentary that Andre Gower did, who plays the main character in there, called Wolfman's Got Nards.
The
Great
Wolfman's got
documentary.
nards.
Uh, if you've seen me on other shows, I often wear a the Stephen King Rules T-shirt that my wife
Yes.
made me from this movie. And Duncan Rieger, who plays Dracula, I will fight anyone. He is top 2 greatest Draculas in movie history,
Yeah.
being that character, not greatest vampires, but greatest Dracula. And yeah, I love that movie. Tom Noonan as Frankenstein's monster, bogus. I mean, it's a great movie. I
love,
love that movie. Love that movie.
love the Monster Squad. Grew up watching it. I did the Joe Film podcast, and we talked about the Monster Squad,
Yeah,
and love that. Like rewatching it as an adult,
yeah,
you can't help but feel like that little kid that watched it for the first time. Like
right.
you're just, you
Oh yeah.
see. I mean, obviously, we got to see the Universal monsters, but we
Hmm.
got to see the Universal monsters in a different light.
Yes.
This time
Yeah.
around, and it was like you said, the Goonies meets the
Yeah.
Universal monster. That's what they should have called it. No, I'm joking. They should have left it a Monster Squad.
Right. Yeah. There's just nothing about it. Well, I take that back. There is something about it not to love.
Yeah,
From a modern perspective, they do use some language that is really hurtful and wouldn't fly today.
right,
And I don't give it a pass. It's of its time. No, we need to talk about those things. It's not right.
right.
But the rest of the movie, outside of that, if you change those words to dummy, moron, idiot, the movie would still hold its weight. I love
Right.
that movie. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
But
Love the Monster Squad.
yeah,
Love it.
yes. Uh-oh. Does that mean number 1? The big one. See, but when Meka and I agreed to do this, I thought this is where Sinners was falling in, so I didn't know. And what's amazing, 10 movies, not a single duplicate. We didn't match up on any.
Not a one.
And I don't think we're gonna. Let's find out right now. Number 1.
Bernard Rose, 1992, Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
A mirror and a bunch of bees.
Yeah. Cabrini Green.
Helen Lyle, and one of the most terrifying deaths that you don't see
Yeah.
on camera. Well, you don't see it.
Yeah.
It just happens. I'm even talking about 1992's Candyman.
So good.
And the scene that I'm talking about is Bernadette's death.
Yes.
Because for me, Bernadette's death is the saddest horror movie kill.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think she was number 1 on my list of characters that I wish didn't die.
See, the dog in Candyman would have been my number 1. You don't kill animals.
Oh, so that too. That too. Animals are off limits, but Bernadette's death was hard because she was an innocent.
Yes.
She showed up. She was just trying to help her best. She's trying to help her friend. Yeah. She's trying. Although Bernadette is definitely not me, because if I would have heard Meka run, I'm gonna put these flowers right here. The flowers is right here by the door.
I'm not even putting them down. I'm dropping them and running. Right. Drop and run.
She goes inside and the door slams behind her, and she comes face to face with Daniel Robitaille, and he shows her the hook, and then that's when we cut to this scene. I don't even know where we're at. Yeah. All I know, it's a dark room, and there's a hole in the ceiling, and we just hear her being, torn apart.
Yeah.
And we hear her screams. Her screams are like, to this day, I can still hear Bernadette's screams, like in my head. And I'm like,
Yeah.
That scene is hard. But the reason why it's a comfort movie for me is because it's just one of those movies that I could throw on. And like
Yeah.
if I'm working on something, I already know what's happening. I already know I know this movie like the back of my hand. But it's just one of those movies that I just turn on and I could just work through it. And then we get to the end, you're just like, yes, Helen,
Mhm.
get his ass.
Helen. Yeah. Yeah. When Helen takes out Trevor,
He
that's
deserved it.
the ultimate revenge. That's the most deserved death in horror.
Oh no,
He
he was
deserved.
number one.
Oh, I think he was in your top five, right? When you
He
did
was
the deserve, yeah,
he
he
deserved it.
was in there.
He was number one.
Virginia Madsen is beautiful. Tony Todd is, or
Iconic.
what he was, just the epitome of like the well spoken, perfect voice villain. Like there, it was like him as Candyman was like if I don't know, like a soul singer, like he just say, "Be my victim." It almost sounds inviting coming out of
Right.
his mouth. Like
Because
you're
he'd
like,
have been like,
okay.
right, he'd be like,
Um,
be my victim. So what time you picking me up?
what was that I was supposed to when I meet you? He is just so great. Yeah, I for me it wouldn't be a comfort movie because it every time I turn it on, I stop what I'm doing and I watch. Like I can't take a nap. I can't relax. I'm into the movie now.
I'm definitely
Um,
not taking a nap during this movie because
I
I got morals.
I can't do other thing. I am focused because like there is a little story that I think is missing from the movie, and I'm always looking for Easter eggs or something that talks about it. I believe that Helen Lyle is the reincarnation of the plantation owner's daughter.
Carol, yeah. Well, we find out later on her name is Caroline, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but they don't do enough of it. Bernard Rose didn't go into that in this movie, and I think like I was talking with Will from Red Treehouse and One Good Scare
Hmm.
about this, and I would love to see, because Candyman is obviously throughout history. There were
Hmm.
different Candymans. I want to see a Candyman anthology TV show
Ooh,
where
yeah,
we
that'd be
just follow Candyman throughout history. Maybe the first season, the first 8 episode season is just the Daniel Robitaille, the original, the
yeah.
OG, and we see the affair and goes bad, and then maybe we have a World War I or a World War II Daniel Robitaille Candyman. Like I want
Almost
to see
like
that anthology series.
almost like how they did at the end of the spiritual sequel.
Yeah, yeah. The most recent, they,
Yeah,
because they show that there were other versions throughout history,
right.
um, and and anybody who has not watched the reboot, reimagining, extended
Spiritual
story,
sequel.
spiritual sequel, whatever you call it, if you watched it once and didn't like it, watch it again. There's a
Ditto.
lot to be said. There's a lot of subtext and thematically going on with uh, family trauma, generational trauma, and grief. There is another story in that movie that I do think kind of got missed. I missed a lot of it the first time. The second
Ditto.
time, I liked it the first time. I loved it the second time I watched it.
So I went to the movies to go see the spiritual sequel and didn't and came out and was like, what the F was that?
Yeah.
Um, because I grew up watching the 92
Oh
version,
yeah.
also the sequel,
Yeah. Oh
which
yeah.
a lot of people's like, oh, I didn't really care for the sequel because they moved it to New Orleans. I was like, that's the whole
That's the
purpose.
that.
That's the
Do
purpose
not
of the
watch number
story.
3.
Yeah, don't
If
watch number
Donna
three.
D'Erico is in your movie, you're watching the wrong movie.
Yeah, don't watch number three.
Number three's
Um,
oh, it's garbage.
but it if you paid attention, that's the beauty
Yeah.
behind an urban legend.
Right.
It never stays in one spot.
Yes.
It moved
Yeah.
to New Orleans
Hmm.
because it's an urban legend.
Yes. It goes wherever it's believed.
Right. And although the second one did change where
It did.
Daniel Robitaille died, because
Yeah.
again, this is an urban legend. So
Right.
in the second, in the first one, it is made to believe that he was killed in Cabrini Green,
Cabrini
and
Green.
his
Yep.
ashes were sprinkled there.
Mm-hmm.
Two changed it and was like, no, he's buried here in New Orleans because
Yeah.
this is where he was. He was on a
Yeah.
plantation here in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
So, I so
Yeah.
wholeheartedly agree with Josh. If you watch the spiritual sequel and you didn't like it for whatever reason, go back and
Yeah.
rewatch it, especially given the state of today. Go
Yes.
back and rewatch it with fresh eyes,
Mm-hmm.
refreshed eyes, and actually pay attention to the story. Like,
Yeah.
and not
Yes.
just the story, but also pay attention to all the times
To
that
the stuff that's going on
that's going
in the
around
around it.
you,
Yes. The
around the
stuff that's going on
characters.
around. Yes. There there's a lot of things hidden in the artwork. There's a lot of things
Yes,
around. There is so much more going on in that movie than you would realize in a single viewing.
because
Um,
after the first time Anthony calls his name in
mhm.
the window,
Yeah.
which just made me just realize like any reflective
The
surface can get
reflective
it.
surface is a
Um,
mirror.
if you pay attention, you don't see Sherman.
Yeah.
You see the original, the
Mm-hmm.
OG Candyman,
Yep.
and then Sherman shows up.
Yeah.
But you got to pay attention. So somebody
There's a
pointed
yeah.
that out to me, and when I went and rewatched it, I was like,
Oh, there it is.
"Oh
There it
snap!"
is. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Um, yeah, a lot of people didn't love it the first time, but I do
right,
think the more you watch it, the more it holds for you. And then for those of you that are like me who grew up and Mika who watched this movie at 12, 13, 14 years old, whatever you were in 1992, and you wouldn't say Candyman in the mirror, the day Tony Todd passed away, I did go into my bathroom, I turned off the lights, and I said it 5 times into the mirror, just hoping to see him one more time. And damn it, he didn't show up.
I told him he said the wrong name.
I did. Yeah, she told me. She said you should have said Tony Todd. I was like, dang it, you're right. I should have said Tony Todd.
Just
But
saying.
I tried. But Candyman was gone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't necessarily get super emotional about a lot of famous people passing away, but he David Lynch, Tony Todd. There were a couple this year. Ozzy Osbourne for me this year has been hard with the deaths. It's
Yeah.
been a rough one. Um, yeah. So my number one. If
It's
you've
like
been paying
Jurassic
attention
Park or
at all
something.
to the top 10, you
Yeah.
can probably guess what my number one is because it's the only one that I didn't say yet. It's 1987's Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead. I will watch. So as a comfort, if I don't feel good and it's stormy outside and I'm gonna sit in for the day and do nothing, I will watch the trilogy: Evil Dead 2, Army of
Oh
Darkness, back
yes.
to back to back, and just chill.
Nice.
And I don't care what any of y'all think. That is my ultimate go-to. That is my thing. Um, if I want to reminisce about my childhood, I'm watching Goonies and Monster Squad back to back. If I
Yes.
want to go to my horror roots, I'm watching Evil Dead trilogy.
Nice.
It's just I love it. And there is something about this one because this one goes way more into the slapstick Three Stooges vibe, and I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I mean, I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that. I chose two movies back to back. You watching Return of the Living Dead
Yes,
and Return
I
Two.
put I gave 3 spots. She crammed them into 1 spot.
I did
So it's
because
just
you got to watch them back to back.
but they're all are yeah. And for me, I don't have to watch all 3 of these back to back to back, but I could. But yeah, yeah. So those are our top 10 comfort horror movies. That doesn't mean these are the best horror movies because God knows that The Hills Have Eyes isn't perfect. That Return of the Living Dead is not a perfect movie, but these are damn fun movies. So watch them.
Go watch them. Most
And
of these are on
then
Tubi.
and a lot of these are on Tubi, and those that aren't are probably on Shutter, so you can find them just about anywhere.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So Mika, what you got going on this week?
So I just finished up top five with Justin from the Pop Culture Reflection podcast. Shout out to Justin. We did top five Elm Street characters. Y'all will definitely be shocked by his number one because I'm sure your number
Yep,
one will be totally different than
totally
his number
different.
one.
I'm not on
Um,
there, but my number one is Kincaid. I love Kincaid. That dude has a smart ass attitude, and I'm here for every minute of it.
Nice. Uh, Session 9 episode will be dropping a little bit later on today, if not tomorrow.
Oh man, if you
Um,
haven't seen Session 9, you better go watch it
yes.
before the show drops because that movie will mess you up.
And if you
That's
ever
a
want to do a
traumatic movie.
double feature, do Session 9 and then watch Identity afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, I saw. Yeah, I saw that post. They do work well together because they deal with mental illness in a very good way. Both
Yes,
of them
both of
in a
them.
very good way.
So that'll either drop tonight or it'll drop tomorrow morning. And then I am going to be recording with the founder of the horrifying hot sauce I'm sorry, the horrifying film festival, but he's also the owner of horrifying hot sauce as well too. Ryan from that we'll be talking about his film festival. That episode will drop next Wednesday, and then Saturday I'm recording with
Yeah,
you.
hanging out with me and Dave on the couch with the couch critics.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about mostly. We're gonna talk about Mika. We're gonna highlight all the things she does, but we are going to discuss one of the most fun newer horror movies out there, Getaway, starring Nick Frost, written by Nick Frost,
Yes.
and we both got things to say about that movie. We got things to say. I do have on my shows, I have got this will, if you didn't get to watch it live, those of you that watched it live, I thank you all. But it will be available wherever you get your podcast starting tomorrow morning. And then I have a special episode of Couch Critics. Dave and I got the privilege of sitting down and having a conversation. We got to spend 90 minutes talking to writer director Boaz Yakin. If you don't know who Boaz is, he directed Fresh in 1994. He directed Remember the Titans. Um, he's he also wrote the first Now You See Me movie. He is a really nice guy, really knowledgeable about film. So Dave and I have that'll drop on Friday, so make sure you check that episode out. And like Mika said, we're going to sit down and have a conversation. We're going to in 4-hour horror season podcast from Couch Critics, but we're going to talk about all kinds of movies because it's what we do. And that being said, make sure you check out all of our friends' shows as well. Popcorn in Your Beard comes out is it Sunday and Tuesday?
Tuesdays and Sundays.
Yeah, and then Blurred AF every Monday. Blues House
Every Thursday.
all the time, every day.
Oh yeah,
like,
Blues News every day.
He's dropping news every day, just like Dre. Dre Mac show comes early though. You got to be a morning person to get on Dre.
I just watch Dre on the way to work.
Schedule Dre shows, watch his stuff. Check out Cinematic Nightmares. Check out Real Talk. We are on YouTube. I drop shorts and special episodes and stuff like that. Follow us on Instagram and Threads, and I'm even on Substack if you want to see the things that I write if you're into fiction. But that being said, thank you all for joining us. And for those that watch it later or listen later, thank you also for listening. Shout out to all you horror lovers. Let us know your comfort movies. I'd love to think about them the next time we sign on for Wednesday Night Frights. Thank you, everybody.